Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Why is everybody acting like alt should be 100x right now? This coming from Lady of Crypto. Am I the only one who remembers 2020? Please look at some charts. She says the biggest pumps of the last bull run didn't start until Q1 of 2021. Most of the biggest altcoins performed like crap in Q3 and Q4. Q4 was bullish for BTC and Q1 was bullish for alt. So guys, unless you're looking at Bitcoin right now, and I've got the Bitcoin chart up here. The reason I talk about Bitcoin, I don't know why I have to keep reiterating this, is because it is the leader of the pack. As Lady of Crypto even does point out there, some people don't want to hear about what I have to say about Bitcoin on the channel, and that's fine. But really, if you want to understand markets, if you want to get an idea of where the rest of these cryptocurrencies are going to go, we have to look at Bitcoin first. And so now we're at the beginning of Q4 2024. And guys, Bitcoin is starting to make a move. As you guys can see, the first day of Q4 was this long candlestick downward. And as you can see, we're starting to make a move to the upside. We already did see some bullish momentum for Bitcoin here in late September. We did go above the lower high that we saw back at the end of August. And so, this is promising despite the fact that, yes, sentiment is low, 36 in fear. Market cap, though, still over $2 trillion. The 24-hour volume, that is down by a little bit, by 20%. But Bitcoin dominance, that is rising, 56.9%. So the trend goes as such. Money moves into Bitcoin, then altcoins follow. You guys can see Bitcoin is up by 0.4% in the last 24 hours. Some altcoins obviously doing better than others. XRP down by a little bit. Dogecoin's actually up by 2.7%. And we're going to see variations of these altcoins moving at their own rate. I don't know if you guys caught the coin SUI. That coin was pumping over the last few weeks, and now that is down significantly, 8.89% just in the last 24 hours. So, you compare that with other altcoins in the space, and it is one of the biggest losers today. But, you talk about it a week, 2 weeks ago, it was one of the biggest gainers. So, guys, it's kind of like a game of musical chairs in a way. But just remember, the biggest pumps did not start until Q1 of 2021. So, basically what we're looking at is Bitcoin to pump first, then altcoins to really start rocking in January. Since May, every rejection of the MRVR ratio from its 90-day average has led to a significant Bitcoin correction. This coming from Ali Charts. The latest rejection has already triggered a 10% drop. So we've already seen that here, suggesting that there could be further downside ahead. So just be cautious of that. So he's looking at the MVRV ratio, and that is looking like it is dipping. So even though we did get this higher high here on the Bitcoin chart here, I'm just going to bring this up again, we could see some lower lows. So as I was saying before, we were hoping that this is going to continue to move up to the upside, but it could be that we're not going to, and that we could come down here under $60,000 back down to this level. But that would still denote, if we're looking at this on the one-day chart, that would still denote a higher low, guys. So we still have a lot of room to move. Another one here from Ali Charts, key Bitcoin level to watch is $60,300 per coin. If Bitcoin breaks below this, we could see a dip of 57.4. But if Bitcoin holds up, we could see that rebound of 63.3 on the table. So all eyes are on 60,003. And currently, so he posted this yesterday, but now we're actually up a little bit. So we have retraced a little bit here. If I throw Bitcoin on the hourly, you guys can see very nice momentum shift here. Buyers and sellers are becoming more even, as we can see through the volume and as we can see through the candlesticks, and now we're shifting momentum upward. Now, how long this is going to last is still anybody's guess. Hopefully it won't last for long, guys. I happen to see this too. Bitcoin, not a safe haven from a geopolitical perspective, but still buy the dip. This coming from an early Ripple investor, Standard Charter. Risks stemming from the Middle East conflict are likely to push Bitcoin below $60,000 before the weekend. This report did say, so this came out yesterday, October the 3rd, if you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it. And yet Bitcoin is actually up to 61,300 per coin here. I'm just going to put a price label there. Nevertheless, they're saying, if it does dip, it is still a very, very good opportunity to buy. Geopolitical risks related to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East will likely weigh on the Bitcoin price and push it below $60,000 before the weekend. Still, the dip should be bought, says investment bank Standard Chartered in an email comment on Thursday. The world's largest cryptocurrency is not a safe haven against geopolitical risks. Gold is a geopolitical hedge, says Jeff Kendrick, global head of digital assets research research at Standard Chartered. He did add that Bitcoin is a hedge against TradFi issues such as bank collapses and de-dollarization. The bank noted that geopolitical concerns depressed the Bitcoin price, while at the same time increasing Donald Trump's odds of winning the U.S. election in November. So that improves Bitcoin's post-election probabilities. Option market activity also supports this view, with open interest for the Bitcoin December expiry at $80,000 jumping in recent days, the report added. So BitGet Research echoed this positive sentiment. Despite the general downturn, institutional investors continue to buy digital currency at a rate at par or higher than the quality mined daily. So guys, essentially what this is saying, despite what we are seeing here from retail investors, 36 in fear, the institutions are buying up, and Bitcoin price is likely going to go higher come the end of, well, we're in Q4, so we've still got a few months. During this time period, we are going to see Bitcoin move higher. At least that is the prediction there. So institutions are still interested in buying up Bitcoin, and therefore we should be as well. But you should have a diversified portfolio. For more of what I'm doing, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month, and I've kept it affordable on purpose because I want you guys to follow me throughout into 2025. You know, as Lady of Crypto is saying here, that's when alts are going to start running. That is when we're going to start taking profits. So get on board, guys. I want to be prepared. I want all of us to be on the right side of the trade. Moon Lambo here bringing this up too. Okay, this is not how speculators behave during massive panic induced by scary sounding news developments. This is how speculators behave during inconsequential news developments. Okay, so he's talking about XRP. So it's now been over 24 hours since we found out that the asshats at the SEC decided to appeal the Ripple decision. There has been only minimum negative price action from this news. The news broke about 4 p.m. Central Time yesterday. For roughly the next hour and a half, the price of XRP did drop quickly, but it only dropped from about 56 cents to 53 cents, roughly only 5%. That's an important thing to note here, okay? Despite the fact that, you know, it may have felt like a large drop, guys, it was only about 5%. We were already dropping. All altcoins were dropping in the midst of this because Bitcoin was also coming down. He does say, though, for the next roughly 22 hours after that, the price of XRP has mostly moved sideways, a little bit up, a little bit down, but nothing too crazy. During moments of real massive panics by speculators, holders don't only freak out for an hour and a half, they also allow the market to more or less trade sideways for nearly the whole day. It's not like people panic sell, then collectively decide to not panic sell over the news for 22 hours and then resume panic selling. That is not how humans work. Nothing happened that would have caused a pause in panic if the panic were widespread. So an interesting perspective here, an interesting observation just regarding human psychology and trading. And our favorite cryptocurrency, XRP, basically what he's saying here, though, guys, is don't be paper hands, be diamond hands. You know, I get it that XRP has had a tough go. And by a tough go, I'm going to compare this to, let me just show you guys something here. I want to show you guys something here on the chart, okay? The beer flu shutdown, okay? This was the lowest point for XRP. And at that point, guys, we were March 2020. I don't know who was here for that. I certainly remember that. It only took 398 days for XRP to get up to that inter-year high. So to get up to its high from that point in time, and this was all positive, okay? That was the bottom of the market at that time, and that was because of a black swan event. I'm going to show you guys a different measurement in a second, but here's the bottom of the market for 2022. That was June 2022. Most altcoins did see a bottom during that time. So if we look at that, we had 398 days. Guys, it's already been 800, roughly 838, 836, somewhere in there, days since the bottom. So I get it. We are over double the amount of days of getting from the bottom, and we're still just grinding up. We're still only up from here to here. We're still only up about 80%, okay? Back during this period of time, this was a very, very different time. We went up 1,600% in half the amount of time. So I get it. I get that we are tired. I get it all. I get that people are angry in the comments section, all that stuff. I want to show you one more thing here too. Let me just do this real quickly. Let's look at the halving. Okay, halving in 2020, that was May-ish, May 2020. And from the halving to the, let's call it to the top where XRP did see this high again, okay? 334 days from the halving. So guys, if we take the halving though, from 2024, that would be in and around April. Again, we are only about 170 days out. So take that into consideration too. We're only at about half, okay, 334 from the halving in 2020 all the way to the top here. But from this point, from this halving, which just happened in April of this year, we are only 170 days out. So guys, we still have some time to go. I know it's been a slog, and of course, the SEC has not helped matters. This one courtesy of XRP Drops. This was an interview on CNBC. This gentleman here explains how having a different commissioner at the helm could help matters, because ultimately, he's saying Gary Gensler's in charge.
And one thing to remember about the SEC, the chair controls the agenda. Each minority commissioner has 5 staffers. The chair has about 5,000. So in order to get anything done, it has to be done with the chair's approval. So the only thing the other commissioners do is they get to vote on things, but that's about it. So if a new chair comes in, we might see a very different direction.
So new chair, perhaps new policies. Anyway, wanted to thank XRP Drops, of course, Moon Lambo for posting that last one in Ali Charts, and Lady of Crypto just for posting the rest of those guys. There has been some news. This one coming from Jungle Inc. What a game changer. The XRPL fork with hooks capabilities just landed a major cross-border use case. Huge props to the team behind this achievement. Looks like this company is ready to make some serious moves, and they're called InFTF. Today marks a significant milestone as Cooperative Bank of Oromia, one of Ethiopia's largest banks, partners with InFTF MTU to bring fast, secure, and affordable remittance services to the Ethiopian diaspora. Powered by the XAO blockchain network, guys, which does run on the XRP ledger, this service is set to transform cross-border payments, offering rapid transaction and significantly reduced costs, empowering communities. So this is about more than just drumming up some business in another country. This is going to change the fabric of society. Financial inclusion, finally. So empowering communities, the blockchain for transparency and compliance. Again, they're using the XAO network smart contract functionality to ensure both security and regulatory compliance, building trust in the system. With energy-efficient technology, this partnership underscores the focus on financial inclusion and sustainable development across Ethiopia. Vitsvin also did comment. He is the creator of Hooks, our community, our friends, our team's years of work on the XRP ledger. Hooks on XAO and GateHub stablecoins have culminated to a real-world solution for real people. So he is also posting this update today. He says, today we see the start of the technology we're so passionate about, solving real challenges. What a monumentous day for all to be involved. He says, we will support Bank Oromia in building the hooks and integrations they need to be compliant and take this leap into the future together with us. And so here is the official announcement from the Cooperative Bank of Oromia. They are now using the hooks feature, guys, for smart contract capabilities, leveraged on the XRP ledger, of course. And this is a big deal. They're saying now sending money across borders is faster, easier, and more affordable than ever before. Whether it's a small or large amount, your transfer will arrive in under 3 seconds securely and without the high fees typically associated with remittances. This revolutionary service is designed to empower the Ethiopian diaspora to provide financial solutions to even the most underserved communities. So guys, big news here coming from Vitsvin, leveraging hooks through XAO on the XRP ledger. I also happen to see this, guys, with regards to Ripple Partner TransferGo. They are partnering up with UniPay. This collaboration aims to introduce IBAN payout services from the UK and European Union to Georgia, enabling international transfers directly to bank accounts in the country. The service is expected to provide a more efficient way for individuals, particularly the Georgian diaspora, to send money back home. UniPay was established in 2012, and over the years it has developed infrastructure and facilities secure and cost-effective financial transactions for both businesses and customers. This new partnership with TransferGo marks a continuation of UniPay's efforts to enhance its offerings and maintain its relevance in the evolving financial technology landscape in the region. So another Ripple partner here partnering up with another company to expand into these countries here. Well, the UK, European Union, but also moving into Georgia. By the way, Georgia, not talking about Georgia the state, obviously, I'm talking about Georgia the country near Russia, a very crypto-friendly and very crypto-forward country. I just wanted to add that in there. The introduction of IBAN payouts is designed to meet the growing need for quicker and more transparent international money transfers. And so Georgians living in the European countries and the UK are now able to send money back to Georgia through this partnership. involving Ripple partner TransferGo, now connected to UniPay. So I thought that was pretty interesting news as well. Wanted to keep moving, guys, because Wrath of Kahneman also noticed this. Apparently, a new Ripple partnership has been formed. This brand new partnership was just announced yesterday. Ripple has now partnered with MercadoBitcoin for MB Treasury operations between Brazil and Portugal. There are a couple of interesting points about this announcement, some clear, some conjecture. But guys, I also did a little bit more digging, found something on Twitter that could suggest another connection to this to the United States, okay? So check this out. Here is the official statement here. Ripple and MercadoBitcoin partner to transform international payments. So what is this? Is it another exchange to facilitate liquidity through these corridors? The solution should allow companies to use blockchain technology to facilitate international payments, and it's looking like it's happening through Brazil and Portugal. This Thursday, Ripple, a company in the cryptocurrencies, announced the launch of a new solution, this time focused on international payments. And by the way, I do apologize for the translation. It was originally in Portuguese. In membership with MercadoBitcoin, a Brazilian cryptocurrency exchange, the solution should allow companies to use blockchain technology to facilitate international payments, which according to a press release should become faster, cheaper, and more efficient in a secure manner. Here's a quote down here. Okay, Ripple Payments offers unique features that are important to cryptocurrency companies, allowing them to streamline operations, optimize liquidity, and ultimately improve margins through real-time payment settlement. This coming from the Latin American managing director over there at Ripple. One of the great advantages of this solution for cross-border payments is the use of blockchain tech, which allows transactions 24/7. Previously, Ripple had already made a product and launched called on-demand liquidity in Brazil, but guys, now they've added to that solution, adding MercadoBitcoin, I guess, to keep this corridor even more liquid. They were talking about the TravelX banking partnership down here. But here's another quote. Today, we are launching a new version that offers the same benefits of our ODL solution, faster, more efficient, and more cost-competitive payments, but with improvements such as faster onboarding and full access to the breadth of Ripple's payment network. Rather than working at the technology layer, Ripple is now in the money flow, which means we can now manage and settle payments for our customers. They go on to say down here, MercadoBitcoin will be the first client in Brazil to use the solution to transfer value. The first operation will be between MercadoBitcoin to MercadoBitcoin Portugal. The objective is to improve the internal treasury operations of the brokerage between Brazil and Portugal. So guys, another solution here for cross-border payments between Brazil and Portugal using RippleNet and using the MercadoBitcoin as a partner. So Wrath of Kahneman does say this. Okay, this note stands out. Ripple is the single counterparty of the point of contact. It suggests the shape of the product suite and how it might integrate. There's a whole world of product development in the XRP community probably hasn't seen for payment flows. He says down here some of the details, some key points. Ripple Payments, that's the name that's used. An iteration of ODL, so not quite on-demand liquidity, but an iteration of that. And it's not just tech, it's on the money flow. It manages, not just settles, cross-border money. Supporting international payments for corporate and retail customers is in the plans for the future. And then some speculation here. Aside from ODL, no direct mention of XRP, though in the About section, the press release mentions their solution to use it. So it does sound like they will be using it. Timing is also interesting, given the SEC news. I'd have thought this is a swell announcement, but regardless, a nice counterbalance headline. So guys, that is very interesting. I certainly wasn't expecting that. Notice this though from Cowboy Crypto, another observation that connects this with JP Morgan. Ripple's newly announced partner, MercadoBitcoin, has an investor named JP Morgan. Mercado Libre acquired shares of 2TM in January 2022, which is the parent company of MercadoBitcoin. Mercado Libre, their investors include companies like JP Morgan, General Electric, Goldman Sachs, and PayPal, to name a few. So here you guys can see it there. Investors include JP Morgan, and he has a screen grab just demonstrating that. Mercado Libre, through its subsidiaries, hosts online commerce and payments platforms in Latin America. Its services are designed to provide its users with mechanisms to buy, sell, pay, and collect on e-commerce transactions. The company principally offers Mercado Libre Marketplace, an automated online commerce service located at mercadolibre.com, which permits businesses and individuals to list items and conduct their sales and purchases online in a fixed price or auction-based format. So just gives a description down here. But guys, it is interesting that this Brazilian company is heavily invested in by American partners, on top of which, look who's a keynote speaker at Swell this year, this one courtesy of Anders. Another Ripple Swell keynote speaker, Roberto Dagnoni, executive chairman and CEO of 2TM, holding of MercadoBitcoin. So guys, they put it out there in plain sight. Ripple now working with another company to provide more payments. There is certainly a connection to some American banks here, including JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, not to mention some other big American companies. I mean, it is really unfortunate that we still have Gary Gensler at the helm. Hopefully he will be gone, and hopefully there will be a big change over there at the SEC. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.